it's crazy, you know. But I feeling that fans love me, and it's cool. Yeah, it's amazing. I see. So.
A 19-year-old just broke his silence after a hockey legend spoke about him. What he said was not what fans thought. It happened this weekend, and it's already shaking up the team's plans. One sentence from an NHL veteran started it. One answer from a rookie made it explode. Now, from Montreal to Moscow, everyone is talking about what just got revealed. On July 6, 2025, something surprising happened in hockey. A famous player, Ilya Kovalchuk, talked about a new young star, Ivan Demidov. Kovalchuk played for many years and was one of the best. He said something big about Demidov. Then Demidov answered. Let's go back for a minute. Ivan Demidov is only 19 years old. He's from Russia. He plays ice hockey. He was picked by the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL draft in 2024. He was picked 5th overall. That means only 4 players were picked before him that year.
The Montreal Canadiens are proud to select Ivan Demidov.
It's an unbelievable moment, you know. I think from childhood, all players dreaming about it. Yeah, and now dreams come true.
Before coming to Montreal, Demidov played in the KHL in Russia. That's a big league over there. He played for SKA St. Petersburg. In one season, he scored 19 goals and made 30 assists. That's 49 points in 63 games. He was also chosen to play in the KHL All-Star Game. People in Russia were already watching him. Then he won something called Rookie of the Month 2 times in a row. That happened in December and January. Later, he was named the most valuable player in the Kharlamov Cup. He had 60 points in 30 games. That was earlier in 2025. Then came April. On April 8th, 2025, Demidov signed a deal with the Montreal Canadiens. It was for 3 years. He joined the team right away. Then, on April 14th, he played his first NHL game. In that game, he scored 1 goal and got 1 assist. He was 19 years and 138 days old. That made him the second youngest Canadiens player ever to get 2 points in their very first game. The only player younger was Petr Svoboda in 1984. In the playoffs, Demidov kept going. He got 2 assists in his first playoff round. That made him the youngest player in Canadiens history to get 2 points in 1 playoff game. After just 7 games, 2 in the regular season and 5 in the playoffs, he already had 4 points. That brings us back to Kovalchuk. Ilya Kovalchuk was a big name in hockey. He played in the NHL and KHL. People respect what he says. On July 6, 2025, he gave an interview. He talked about Ivan Demidov. Kovalchuk said he has the personality to shine in Montreal. He also said Demidov stayed in the city this summer to learn French and get used to life there. Kovalchuk said, "That shows maturity. If Vanya feels staying in Montreal will help him, then that's 100% the right decision." He also said, "He's a very positive guy. You can tell he loves hockey. He lights up when he talks about it." Demidov didn't wait long to answer. On the same day, he spoke at an event in Montreal. He said, "I decided to stay here to work on my language and integrate with teammates." He also said he wants to understand his coach Martin Saint, Lewis's system, better. That's almost exactly what Kovalchuk said about him. It showed that Kovalchuk's words were true. This wasn't the first time Kovalchuk talked about Demidov. Earlier in the year, he told the Hockey News that Demidov is bright, hardworking, and genuinely passionate about the game. In January, Kovalchuk tweeted, "He is great, a cool guy, self-confident." Now, many people are listening. Demidov has played for his country too. In 2021, he played in the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. He got 5 points in 5 games. He also played in the European Youth Olympic Festival and helped Russia win a bronze medal. He started playing in the KHL at age 16. When he played in the MHL for SKA 1946, he averaged more than 1.4 points per game. That's a high number in hockey. When he played his first NHL game, he was on the third line with Alex Newhook and Joel Armia. He scored and assisted in the first period of that game. That made him only the third teenager in Canadiens history to score in their very first game. It also made him only the second to get more than 1 point in that game before turning 20. The team is now preparing for the next season. Demidov will train with the full squad. His goal is to earn a regular spot on the team and play more minutes. He also wants to speak French better and understand the team's system. His teammates from Russia have talked about him too. Evgeny Kuznetsov said he is calm and works hard every day. Sergei Andronov said, "We haven't had players like him in our league for a long time. He knows how to beat you." Another teammate, Arseny Gritsyuk, said Demidov is confident but not arrogant. He said Demidov dominates defensemen in practice and feels confident but stays humble. Mikhail Grigorenko added, "He's very psychologically stable. Criticism doesn't affect him. His reaction is always the same: more training and hard work." All of this happened in just the past year, from big games in Russia to a big debut in Montreal, from praise from one of Russia's best players to speaking out in public for the first time. This is Ivan Demidov's story. All of it is real, every statistic, every quote, and it's just getting started.
As you said, yeah, it's only been a couple days since the season ended. Take some time to regroup. Talk to my agent a little bit and family and all that, and make some decisions whenever that time comes. But there's no rush.
Connor McDavid told reporters he wasn't in a rush to talk contracts. Now, weeks later, there's been nothing. With the team in off-season limbo and big names signing elsewhere, McDavid's silence now speaks louder than ever. The Oilers are waiting. The fans are waiting. But the captain still isn't saying anything. McDavid's silence is now a problem. And this silence could change everything for the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid is the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. He is one of the best hockey players in the world. McDavid has played his whole NHL career in Edmonton since the team picked him first in the 2015 NHL Draft. His current contract is an 8-year deal worth $100 million. That deal ends in July 2026. Right now, McDavid still has 1 year left on that contract. He will be allowed to sign a new deal starting on July 1st, 2025. If he does not sign, he becomes a free agent in 2026. That means any team in the league could offer him a deal. But so far, McDavid has not said if he will stay or leave. After the Oilers lost in the 2025 Stanley Cup Final to the Florida Panthers, reporters asked McDavid about his future. He answered, "It's only been a couple days since the season ended. I'm going to take some time to regroup, but there's no rush on anything like that." He also said, "If I feel there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem." That was the last time he spoke about it. McDavid's numbers this season were very strong. He had 74 assists in the regular season. He scored 33 points in 22 playoff games. He had 7 goals and 26 assists. His teammate Leon Draisaitl had the same playoff point total, but McDavid still hasn't said what he will do about his contract. The fans don't know. The team doesn't know. Other NHL teams are now watching closely. Stan Bowman is the general manager of the Oilers. He said, "He's the best player in the league, most important player in the league. He's our captain. He's our leader." Bowman said the team's #1 priority is to keep McDavid. He also said the contract talks will happen when McDavid is ready. But NHL free agency is already moving fast. Teams are signing players. The Oilers have to make choices about who to keep, who to sign, and how to build next season's team. But without knowing what McDavid wants, the team can't plan fully. That has caused a problem. If McDavid leaves, it could be a very big problem. The Oilers have made the playoffs 6 years in a row. They made the Stanley Cup Final 2 years in a row, but they lost both times. Some sports writers are saying McDavid might not want to wait much longer. If he doesn't think the team can win soon, he could decide to go somewhere else. Leon Draisaitl, McDavid's teammate and top scorer, signed a new deal last year. That deal is for 8 years and $112 million. If McDavid stays, he will likely make even more. Some reports say McDavid could become the highest paid player in the league. But that would mean the team has less money to spend on other players. If McDavid stays quiet much longer, the Oilers could be forced to trade him. They won't want to lose him in free agency for nothing. That's why some experts are saying the team needs to know soon. One article said McDavid's silence is wrecking the Oilers' free agency plans. Jeff Jackson is the CEO of the Oilers. He also used to be McDavid's agent. He said the next season will help decide everything. The team will wait, but not forever. Other teams, like the Toronto Maple Leafs and Florida Panthers, are already being mentioned as possible new homes for McDavid. Right now, every NHL team is watching. If McDavid doesn't say anything by the start of the season, the rumors will grow. Teams will begin making offers. Fans will keep asking questions. Even McDavid's teammates might start to worry. The Oilers had a record of 48 wins, 29 losses, and 5 overtime losses this past season. That was good enough to make the playoffs. They went all the way to the finals, but lost to the Panthers in 6 games. McDavid led the team in assists and was one of the top playoff performers in the entire league. But now all of that is in the past. The team needs to know what comes next. Free agents are being signed by other teams. The Oilers can't wait forever. And yet, McDavid says nothing. The pressure is building.
You know, I know people are going to look at that July 1 day and be looking to see if there's anything done. But for me, I'm just not in a rush that way.
Something big is coming to hockey, and it's not just about one team. On July 1st, Connor McDavid will make a move no one saw coming. That move could change how the best players in the league get paid. It will break a rule that stars have followed for years. What happens next may change the NHL forever.
You know, winning would be it's the most important thing. If I feel that there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem.
Connor McDavid is one of the best hockey players in the world. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. He has scored more than 100 points in many seasons. He has won the MVP award 3 times. He led the Oilers to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. But on July 1st, the big story won't be about goals or assists. It will be about money, contracts, and something much bigger. McDavid signed his last contract in 2017. It was an 8-year deal worth $100 million. That means he has been making $12.5 million every year. This deal ends in 2026. But NHL rules say a player can start talking about a new contract 2 years before the old one ends. So on July 1st, 2025, McDavid will be allowed to sign a new deal. Most top players sign the longest deal possible. That's usually 8 years. It gives them more safety and helps the team plan for a long time. But this time, McDavid is expected to do something very different. Reporters say that McDavid might not want a long contract. Instead, he could ask for a shorter one, maybe just 4 years. Some people even say he could sign for only 2 or 3 years. This is something very few superstars have done. Why would McDavid want a short deal? The answer is the salary cap. The salary cap is the most money a team can spend on its players. This year, the cap is $88 million. Next year, it will go up to $97 million. In a few years, it might go even higher. If McDavid signs a short contract now, he can sign another one later when the cap is much bigger. That means he could make even more money. Other players have done this. Austin Matthews signed a 5-year deal in 2019. In 2023, he signed a 4-year deal. Leon Draisaitl just signed an 8-year deal for $112 million. But McDavid might want something shorter than all of them. Connor McDavid hasn't said much about his plans, but he did say this to NHL.com after the season. "I'm not in a rush to make any decision." He also said, "I need to do what's best for me and my family." These are clues that he is thinking very carefully. The Edmonton Oilers also know what's happening. Their new general manager, Stan Bowman, says he wants to keep McDavid. But McDavid said something important. He said, "If I feel that there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem." That means he wants to be sure the team can keep winning. If McDavid signs a short deal, he will be a free agent again in 2029 or 2030. That means other teams will have a chance to try and sign him. Teams like the Maple Leafs, Panthers, Kings, and Flyers might all be watching. If McDavid becomes a free agent, they might try to get him. Experts are saying this could change how NHL contracts work. Sports writer Pierre LeBrun said, "There's a good chance McDavid will sign a shorter deal instead of an 8-year max one." ESPN's Greg Wyshynski said, "It's not just about money, it's about power and timing." Connor McDavid had another amazing season. In 2024 to 2025, he scored 100 points in 67 games. In the playoffs, he scored 33 points in 22 games. That was the most in the league. He was named playoff MVP, even though the Oilers lost in the finals. Because of his great numbers, McDavid is more valuable than ever. If he signs a short deal, he can sign again in a few years for a lot more money. Some people believe he could make over $18 million per year in his next deal. That would be the highest ever in NHL history. This kind of deal gives the player more power. Usually teams like long contracts, but short deals let players choose more often. They can pick better teams or wait for the salary cap to go up. That's why this is such a big deal. Right now, McDavid has a $12.5 million cap hit. If he signs again soon, that number could go way up. If he waits, it might go even higher. And that's why this decision is so important. It affects not just him, but the whole NHL. Some reporters say McDavid may take a deal with only 2 or 3 years. That would give him the chance to test the market again very soon. And if he wins a Stanley Cup in that time, he could leave Edmonton as a free agent and pick any team he wants. Connor McDavid's next contract could change everything. It might change how young players sign their first big deals. It might change how teams plan their future. And it might change how much money top stars can make. This is why so many people are watching July 1st. That's the day McDavid is allowed to start contract talks. If he signs a short deal, other players may copy him. That could mean big changes in the NHL's old contract system. And if McDavid does leave Edmonton in a few years, it could be one of the biggest moves in NHL history. Teams will spend a lot of money to get a player like him. But right now, the Oilers still have a chance to keep him. Whether he signs for 2 years, 4 years, or 8 years, McDavid is changing the game, not just on the ice, but at the contract table. He didn't need to say a lot. Just by thinking about a short deal, he has already made waves across the NHL. On July 1st, the hockey world will be watching because what Connor McDavid chooses to do next might change everything.
Corey Perry is going to the
same
LA,
age.
Yeah, is going to the LA Kings. He's going to be signing there. That's interesting for a lot of reasons. His time with Anaheim, his time with Edmonton. He's going back to play for a team that he annoyed for years and years. And also Dan Vladar, late of the Calgary Flames, is going to Philadelphia. That's a 2-year, $3.35 million AAV contract.
Just one day changed everything for the Los Angeles Kings. A 40-year-old NHL legend signed a new deal that shocked fans, coaches, and even other teams. He's played over 1,300 games and scored nearly 1,000 points. He's been to the Stanley Cup Final 5 times. Now he's on a new team, and this move could change the Kings forever.
The Kings are doing good things. It's just, again, have you done enough to beat the Oilers?
On July 1st, 2025, the Los Angeles Kings signed Corey Perry. He is a professional hockey player. He is 40 years old. He signed a 1-year contract for $3.5 million. Corey Perry is one of the most well-known players in hockey. He has played 1,392 NHL games. He scored 448 goals and got 487 assists. That is a total of 935 points. He is one of the top active players in the NHL today. He started his NHL career with the Anaheim Ducks. He won the Stanley Cup in 2007 with that team. He was also picked for the NHL All-Star Game 4 times, in 2008, 2011, 2012, and 2016. Last season, Perry played for the Edmonton Oilers. In the regular season, he played 81 games. He scored 19 goals and had 11 assists, making 30 points. In the playoffs, he played 22 games and scored 14 points. The Oilers made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Final. That was the 5th time in 6 years that Perry made it to the final. That is something very few players have done. He also made NHL history. He became the first player ever to score goals in the playoffs at age 39. Before that, the oldest player to do that was Jean Béliveau. Perry also became the first player to go to the Stanley Cup Final with 5 different teams, but he also lost in 4 of those finals with 4 different teams. That is also an NHL record. The Kings said they signed Perry to help their team in the playoffs. They wanted someone who has been in big games and knows how to win. Perry has that kind of experience. The Kings didn't just sign Perry, they also signed 4 other players to help their team. They signed Joel Armia, who has played 586 games and scored 207 points. He got a 2-year contract worth $5 million. They signed Brian Dumoulin, a defenseman who has won the Stanley Cup 2 times. He got a 3-year contract for $12 million. They signed Cody Ceci, another defenseman. He got a 4-year deal worth $18 million. Last season, he played 85 games and got 24 points. They signed Anton Forsberg, a goalie. He signed a 2-year deal for $4.5 million. Last season, his save percentage was .904. All 5 players signed contracts on the same day. The Kings' new general manager, Ken Holland, helped make these moves. He is new to the team. Before this, he was the GM for the Detroit Red Wings and Edmonton Oilers. These signings show that the Kings want to win now. They are building a team with players who have played in big games before. Corey Perry talked about joining the Kings. He said, "It's who I am. One day, they're going to have to cut the skates off me." He also said, "I'm just going to let my play speak and go from there. I've got to get them on my side and go from there." This means he still wants to play hard. He knows he is older than most players, but he wants to help his team win. In the past 2 years, the Edmonton Oilers beat the Kings in the playoffs. Perry played for the Oilers during those games. Now he's going to be wearing the Kings jersey. That will be something fans will remember. Perry has played in 237 playoff games. Only 2 players in NHL history have played more playoff games, Chris Chelios and Nicholas Lidstrom. In those games, Perry scored 64 goals and made 77 assists. That gives him 141 playoff points. The Kings are also working on their defense and goaltending. They already have top defensemen like Drew Doughty, Mikey Anderson, Brant Clark, and Joel Edmondson. Now, they are adding Dumoulin and Ceci to help. Their goalies now are Darcy Kuemper and new player Anton Forsberg. These new players will give the Kings more strength and skill. They also lost a big player this offseason. Vladislav Gavrikov, a defenseman, left the team. He signed with the New York Rangers. His deal was for 7 years and $49 million. The Kings hope that their new players will fill the gaps and help them win more games. Corey Perry brings more than goals. He brings leadership. He brings playoff knowledge. He has played in many Stanley Cup finals and knows what it takes to win. He was picked in the first round of the 2003 NHL Draft. He played for 14 seasons with the Anaheim Ducks. After that, he played for other teams like the Dallas Stars, Montreal Canadiens, Tampa Bay Lightning, Chicago Blackhawks, and Edmonton Oilers. Now he joins the Kings for a new chapter in his long NHL career. The team is trying to go further in the playoffs than they have in recent years. The last 2 seasons, they were knocked out early. Now, with Perry and other new players, they want to go much further. Corey Perry has shown that he can still play at a high level, even at age 40. He scored 19 goals last season, which is more than some younger players on the team. The Kings now have more balance. They have young players. They have stars. Now, they also have veteran leaders like Corey Perry. Their coach and GM are building a team that they hope can go deep into the playoffs. Perry's signing was not just about skill, it was about winning. The Kings are taking big steps. With the NHL season ahead, fans will be watching to see what Corey Perry and the team do next. His deal may only be for 1 year, but what happens next could make NHL history.